You arrive at Ridgemont Correctional Facility on a Tuesday. The bus smells like sweat and regret. You're 24 years old, serving 18 to life for something the prosecutor called premeditated and your public defender called circumstantial, and you call a Tuesday night in the only neighborhood you've ever known. They take the shackles off at processing, hand you a bedroll, a toothbrush, and a number that replaces your name. A guard walks you to your cell in Block 7. He doesn't look at you. He looks through you like you're furniture that needs to be stored on the correct shelf. Welcome to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. The rehabilitation part is a typo nobody ever fixed. Your first day teaches you the only lesson that matters. Prison isn't chaos. Prison is order so rigid it makes the military look like a suggestion box. Every race runs with their own. Whites with whites, blacks with blacks, southerners with southerners, northerners with northerners. You don't choose your car. Your skin chooses it for you. A man named Demon finds you during yard time, mid-30s, shaved head, tattoos that read like a criminal resume. He asks where you're from. You tell him. He nods. He explains the rules. You eat with your people. You train with your people. You fight for your people. If someone from another car disrespects anyone in yours, the response is collective and immediate. There is no individual in here, only the group. You keep your head down for 6 months. Work your assigned job in the kitchen at 12 cents an hour. Worst employer in America, and still not the worst job you've ever had. You observe everything. Learn the economy. Ramen is currency. Stamps are higher denomination. Phone time, commissary items, tobacco, substances, all moving through a supply chain that would impress a logistics professor. You watch Demon run the car. He's effective but inefficient. Fear is his only tool. Fear works until it doesn't. Eventually someone gets more afraid of staying under you than challenging you. That's when the math flips. You file this away. You wait. 8 months in, a dispute between your car and the Northerners escalates over a gambling debt. Demon's response is to order a hit in the chow hall. Maximum visibility, maximum consequence. The hit goes sideways. 3 men stabbed. The yard locks down for 2 weeks. Demon catches an additional assault charge and gets shipped to the SHU. Solitary confinement with a bureaucratic acronym. With Demon gone, there's a vacuum. The car needs a shot caller. The senior members look at each other, then they look at you. Not because you're the most violent, because during lockdown, you managed the car's commissary reserves so efficiently that nobody went without basic supplies for 14 days. You rationed, traded, and negotiated with precision. None of them could match. You didn't campaign for leadership. You audited your way into it. Your first move is restructuring operations. You eliminate random violence that brings heat from guards. Every act of enforcement requires your approval. No freelance stabbings, no personal vendettas without clearance. 2 weeks into your leadership, a test arrives. 2 soldiers in your car, Rico and Stax, are ready to kill each other over a debt. Stax borrowed cigarettes, didn't pay. Rico wants blood. The old way is simple. Let them fight. Winner wins, loser learns. But you see something else. You pull them into a storage closet during work detail. Ask questions. Listen. Turns out Stax borrowed because his mother stopped putting money in his commissary. She got sick, lost her job. He was ashamed to tell anyone. You make a decision. Stax works off the debt by taking Rico's kitchen shifts for a month. Rico gets his time back. Stax keeps his dignity. Nobody bleeds. Word spreads. The new shot caller doesn't just punish, he solves. Within 3 months, incident reports in Block 7 drop 40%. The guards notice, the warden notices. His name is Warden Hayes, former military, runs Ridgemont like a CEO who doesn't care about employee satisfaction. He calls you to his office. This never happens. Inmates don't get meetings with the warden, they get orders through guards. He sits behind a metal desk, tells you he appreciates the reduced incidents. Doesn't use the word gang, uses the word community. He offers a transfer to library detail. Better pay, better hours. Access to the law library for your appeal. In exchange, one thing, keep the peace. No specifics, no contract, just an understanding between 2 men who manage populations for a living. You accept because the alternative is 12 cents an hour and grease burns. You don't realize it yet, but you just signed the most important contract of your life. And you didn't read the fine print because there wasn't any. The terms were invisible by design. Year 2. Your mother visits. She's aged 10 years in the 2 you've been inside. Gray hair she didn't have before. Hands that shake when she reaches for yours across the table. She asks when you're getting out. Your appeal is still pending. The honest answer is, you don't know. Could be 12 more years, could be never. You tell her soon. Maybe next year. Things are looking good. She smiles, believes you. That's worse than if she didn't. She talks about the neighborhood. Who died, who moved, who had kids. A world continuing without you. You nod and pretend it doesn't feel like listening to news from another planet. When she leaves, you watch her walk through the security gates. Small, tired, alone. You go back to Block 7 and run an empire she'll never know about. For wages she'd cry over if she understood. Over the next 2 years, you build something real inside these walls. Your car controls commissary supply across 3 yards. You negotiate truces with the Northerners that hold longer than any previous agreement. You establish dispute resolution that other cars start copying. You are judge, jury, legislator, and executive branch of a government operating entirely inside a building owned by California. Your operation generates roughly $50,000 a year in contraband value. You're the CEO of the most profitable business in a facility holding 3,500 men. The irony is you're serving 18 to life for a crime worth less than your monthly revenue. But here's what nobody tells you about prison power. You can't spend it, can't invest it, can't take it with you. You are the richest man in a cage, the tallest person in a hole. The title is real. The context makes it meaningless. Every few months, Hayes calls you to his office. Brief conversations. He asks about the yard. You give him temperature readings. He offers favors, a blind eye on certain transfers, guard reassignments that benefit your operations, early release for cooperative soldiers. You start seeing these meetings as negotiations between equals, two executives managing overlapping territories. But something nags at you. The favors always arrive right before you need them. Too convenient, too perfectly timed, like someone's reading your script before you write it. Year 4, your appeal is denied. Your lawyer says the best realistic outcome is parole in 12 years. You'll be 42. You've already spent 4 years building an empire you can't leave and can't take with you. You start thinking about economics differently. You control $50,000 in annual contraband value. California spends $81,000 per year per inmate. 3,500 inmates at Ridgemont. That's $283 million in annual operating costs. The single greatest cost driver is violence. Every stabbing triggers lockdown. Every lockdown costs $40,000 in operational disruption. Before you took over, Block 7 averaged 6 incidents monthly. Now it averages 1. 5 fewer incidents times 40,000 times 12 months equals $2.4 million in annual savings. You're saving California $2.4 million a year. Your compensation is 31 cents an hour. That's an exploitation ratio that would make a 19th century plantation owner uncomfortable. Year 5, everything breaks open. A new inmate transfers from Pelican Bay. They call him Old Man Salazar, mid-50s. 26 years in the system, not in your car but connections stretching across every facility in the state. He requests a meeting. You grant it out of professional courtesy. He sits across from you in the yard, speaks quietly. He's been watching your operation, not from Ridgemont, from inside the system itself. He tells you something that makes the ground shift. Hayes didn't notice you because of reduced incident reports. Hayes created you. Salazar explains the pattern. He's seen it at 5 facilities. Administration identifies a promising inmate early, smart, strategic, not gratuitously violent. They remove the current shot caller through targeted enforcement. Demon's Chow Hall incident wasn't just bad strategy. The Northerner who started the gambling dispute was transferred into Block 7 from another facility 2 weeks before. His transfer was approved by Hayes' office. The dispute was engineered. Demon's removal was manufactured. The vacuum was designed. Your rise was landscaped. Every favor Hayes gave you was investment in keeping you operational. Every guard reassignment was him pruning threats before they bloomed. Every early release for your soldiers was him removing men, getting too independent. He wasn't negotiating with you as an equal. He was maintaining you like a mechanic maintains an engine. Regular service to keep the machine running. Because the machine saves him $2.4 million annually and keeps his incident stats low enough for commendations from Sacramento. You're not the king of Block 7. You're the warden's unpaid middle manager. Your empire isn't rebellion against the system. It's a feature of it. The system doesn't have a gang problem. The system has a gang solution. And the solution is you. That night you sit on your bunk, consider walking away. Tomorrow morning, you could announce you're stepping down. Let someone else take over. Let the violence return. Let Hayes deal with his own mess. But then you think about Rico and Stax, about the young soldiers who'd be dead without your system, about what happens to Block 7 when the old ways return. You build something that keeps people alive. Even if the warden profits, your people survive. You can't burn it down just because you learned who lit the first match. That's the trap, the real one, not the cell, the responsibility. You lie back and stare at the ceiling. Morning comes, yard time. You walk outside and see a new arrival. Young, 22, maybe 23, standing alone by the fence, watching everything, not trying to be noticed, just trying to be seen with the right people. A senior member of your car approaches him, asks where he's from. You watch the exchange from across the yard. Remember standing in that exact spot 5 years ago, scared, hungry, looking for something to belong to. The young man glances at you, just for a second. There's something in his eyes. Respect, fear, ambition. He doesn't know your name yet, but he will. And someday, years from now, he'll be standing where you're standing, running what you built, saving the state millions. earning nothing, wondering when he stopped being a prisoner and started being an employee. The system doesn't need to recruit, it just needs to wait. You nod at him once, then turn and walk back inside. The warden didn't put you in a cell, he put you in a job with no retirement, no salary, no exit interview, no end date. You're not serving 18 to life anymore, you're working it. And the darkest part isn't that they took your freedom, it's that they took your rebellion and turned it into compliance. And they didn't even have to ask, you volunteered.